morning, and thank you all for being here this morning. Over the past few weeks, the governor and I have talked about policy differences with the legislature, and this morning we're going to talk about something that all Iowans agree on, and that's the importance role of Iowa in the presidential nomination process. Governor Branstad and I traveled to all 99 counties, and we talked about the importance of creating jobs and balancing the state budget and making it sustainable. With the political climate in Washington, Iowans want to hear from candidates, and they want to hear what their solutions are to the nation's unemployment, the national debt, and how they will balance the budget. With the straw poll only 89 days away, we want to encourage all 2012 presidential candidates to come to Iowa, visit all 99 counties, give Iowans the opportunity to ask about questions that are important to them, and to really begin the dialogue with the 2012 presidential candidates.
Lieutenant Governor Reynolds, thank you very much, and I'm sure many of you over the weekend saw the op-ed piece which was written by former New Hampshire Republican Party Chairman Fergus Cullen. In his op-ed piece, Mr. Cullen argued that Iowa Republicans have marginalized themselves to the point that competing in Iowa has become optional. The argument made by Cullen is based on the fact that Iowa Republicans have become more socially conservative to the point where other candidates can't compete here. Mr. Cullen couldn't be further from the facts. The truth is that Iowa is a full spectrum state. I think the primary election that I won last year, I think, proves that. I would also point out that the front runner, Mike Huckabee, made a decision over the weekend, which is momentous. He is not running this time, which means that he got the largest block of votes in the Iowa caucuses 4 years ago, and those are up for grabs. Already, we've seen a number of candidates that have come to Iowa, and I think we're going to see a deluge of candidates. In fact, you've already seen Newt Gingrich announcing a 17-stop tour here. I think you're going to see many other candidates. Former Governor Romney has indicated he is coming back to campaign in Iowa. We've already seen Tim Pawlenty spend a considerable amount of time here. Ron Paul has been here and has announced he's going to run. Herman Cain has been here. Michelle Bachmann. Rick Santorum has spent a significant amount of time in Iowa. And I think John Huntsman and many others are likely to be here. There's speculation of a couple of other governors that might also enter the race. And I guess as a governor of Iowa, I would just say, you know, this is wide open. It's a great opportunity. This is a state where a candidate with hard work and retail politics, going to all 99 counties and meeting with people and answering the questions, this is a state where you can effectively launch a campaign. And it's not too late. As the Lieutenant Governor pointed out, the straw poll is 89 days away. Somebody that can catch fire and do well in a straw poll, and of course the straw poll is not the end-all and be-all. It's the Iowa caucuses, but certainly it's a first test, and we're excited about it. I think we're going to see a lot of activity, and I just want to say that I think that as candidates come to Iowa, I think you'll see a growing Republican Party, you'll see a lot of interest, and you'll see an opportunity for people with a broad spectrum of viewpoints to be able to get their message across to the Iowa voters. And we certainly look forward to it and welcome the candidates to come to the Hawkeye State.
What do you say to the argument that what we've seen so far is evidence of what that colleague said was true? We haven't seen a lot of candidates.
Well, but that's changing. In just the announcement has been made. I mean, Newt Gingrich is going to run, and he's going to 17 stops. Tim Pawlenty has indicated he's putting together a very significant staff here. Michelle Bachmann, who's got a lot of energy and excitement behind her candidacy. Rick Santorum. I mean, look at it, it's growing. And I think we'll look back at this and we'll say, this is probably going to be the most wide open competitive race we've ever had for the Iowa caucuses. So I think to, in the middle of May, say, well, there's not a lot of interest. The election is until November of 2012. The Iowa caucuses aren't until next year. But between now and then, I suspect we're gonna see a lot of activity. And I just wanna make it clear that we're open, we're wide open for all the candidates, and there's an opportunity for the candidates to come and test the waters and see what kind of support they can generate.
Peter, are you doing anything beyond talking to us to get that message across to candidates?
Yes, I am meeting with the candidates. I've had an open door policy, and I've welcomed all the candidates. We've already met with a half a dozen of them, and I've tried to meet with all of them and let them know that we welcome them, give them my advice, you know, go to all 99 counties, do, town hall meetings or meet with people, answer their questions. I've been through a few campaigns in Iowa. I think I know a little bit about winning elections in this state, and I have tried to encourage the candidates to come here and openly compete. And I think Iowans like a candidate that is open and honest and sincere and hardworking, and those are the attributes I think will serve them well.
Are you a little alarmed by this calling that you did?
No, I have seen these kinds of things in the past. I just think it's important for me as the governor of Iowa to set the record straight and let people know that somebody from New Hampshire, I've never seen a person with a silver hat in this state my whole life. So this guy hasn't been here, doesn't know Iowa. Obviously, he's off base, and I think we'll prove him wrong, as I did when I became a candidate in this last election. A lot of people said, oh, there's no way you can come back, and we proved that that could happen. And I know this state pretty well, and I know that Iowans are very intelligent, thoughtful, and open-minded, and the right kind of candidate can do well here.
Who's in the best position to capture the votes that would have gone to Mike?
I think it's a wide open situation. Obviously, I think Gingrich sees a real opening in the fact that he's coming and putting in a real effort here. I think Michelle Bachmann also has an appeal there. But Rick Santorum, I think there's a lot of people. Tim Pawlenty, you can go on. There's when you consider the fact that Governor Huckabee won the state last time, that means he got a lot of votes here. I think he got, like 35%, 24%, I think went to Romney, who came in second. So that 35% is up for grabs. Also, I think that we're going to see growing interest, and I think we'll see a bigger turnout. So a lot of it is also identifying new people. We found that in our campaign. We had a great turnout in the 2010 election, and we brought a lot of new people in. We think there's a great opportunity for that. Many of these candidates are already hiring staff and putting an organization together, putting together an ambitious schedule, and that's how you win elections in Iowa.
In light of the speaker,
You may be open to all the candidates, but the Republican National Committee man from Iowa has made it clear that unless candidates pass a litmus test, he'll do everything he can to ensure that they do.
Well, here's the thing that I've learned a long time ago. Endorsement or that sort of thing by a particular, even if you're the governor, let alone the National Committee man or anybody in a position like that, we have one vote. And essentially, people are going to make up their own mind. Iowa voters are very independent thinking people, and just because somebody in a position of authority says, well, you should vote for this candidate or not vote for that one, doesn't necessarily translate into the fact that that's the way people are going to vote. They're going to make up their own mind. That's historically been the case, and I think that will be the case again.
Governor, Iowa and New Hampshire have historically worked together to keep both the primary and the caucus first. Is this kind of sniping from someone who is in a position of authority in New Hampshire hurt that relationship?
Well, remember, he's a former state chair of the Republican Party. I don't know, but I can tell you who was the state chair last time when New Hampshire came roaring back. John Sununu, former governor. He came back, and you know what happened in New Hampshire? They came from being way down in the legislature to gaining control by an overwhelming majority. So I would have more, if it were John Sununu saying this, I'd be a little more concerned.